Welcome back. We are the M3 Collective. Just to give you a reminder, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. The book is Atomic Habits. The author is James Clear. We're talking about decisive moments. So the difference between a good day and sometimes a bad day is how often a few productive and healthy choices are made at decisive moments. Each one is like a fork in the road. Whereas if you choose a good choice throughout the day, you ultimately lead to having a very good day. Or if you choose something that's negative, you end up not being happy or not having as good of a day as you want. So do you recognize moments throughout your day as being critically decisive? You guys recognize those moments?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that there's a number of decisive moments, and it's often choosing between the thing that you have to do and the thing that you want to do. So, for instance, and the thing that you have to do generally tends to be, in those decisive moments, tends to be a pain point. So I think I've shared with the group before, one of my dreaded tasks is bookkeeping. And as a founder and a business owner, it's a necessary evil, I'm going to say, because if you don't keep up with it, it just becomes this huge procrastinated monster of a thing that grows and grows and grows. So there are moments in the day where, it comes time that I should be doing some bookkeeping, or I can watch some Netflix, or I can catch up on emails, or I could do a project, anything else, but have to attend to bookkeeping. Even if this is a choice between something else that I also have to do. But really what I really need to be doing is bookkeeping. So the 2-minute rule, James Clear suggests that it's really starting the task or the creating of the habit that is the tricky part, is the hardest part. It's just getting started. So he says that you should be able to do anything for 2 minutes. You should be able to, that should be palatable enough. So, and I agree, tackling the task of my accounting for just 2 minutes, yeah, I could do that. But I also am going to add a little asterisk here, because in reality, you're not going to get anything done in 2 minutes. You're kind of tricking your mind into doing a little bit more. So I've actually extended that into 10 minutes. I can handle this for 10 minutes. And it actually is productive. If I were only to tend to bookkeeping for 10 minutes, I am doing something. So I'll actually set a timer for 10 minutes, or you can set it for 15 minutes or 20 minutes. But I think the important part here is that you don't set it for too long of a time that it becomes this huge monstrous task. To chunk it out. So 10 minutes is doable. So I think it is very helpful, and it has helped me in those moments where I just don't want to do this, to make the moment more attractive.
I think for your case is something that you don't want to do or dreaded doing. For my case, I think is, I just don't want to stop doing something because there's still work to be done. But I also know that if I don't get out from my home office, then I'll be sitting for another 2 hours, which will end up 10, 11 hours of work. And then I'll be so tired mentally and physically that I just want to lie there and just do nothing, right? So the decisive moment for me is after 8, 9 hours of work, I just should get up and walk away just for 2 minutes, right? But guess what? Usually when I do that, when I get up and walk around and go somewhere else for 2 minutes, I actually stay longer than 2 minutes before I get back to my desk again. So the trick here is after I leave my home office for 2 minutes, can I quickly add something else to it, like change into the exercise outfit, and then just to do 2 minutes of exercise. Of course, that would probably lead to more than 2 minutes of exercising. Right? I think this is a way to trick ourselves.
Yeah, it is.
To say, stop doing that thing. Go try something just for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And you will find that things will be quite amazing, right?
Yeah.
You ended up saying, hey, I'm actually into this thing.
Yeah.
And then hopefully I won't ever go back to my home office till maybe after dinner, you know?
Yeah. I mean, so like throughout the day, so a couple of things. So I try to take my most difficult task, the task that I just do not want to do, and I try to do it first, right? Because I know if I get through that task, then everything else is easy. Everything else is the day is already successful because I've taken this one particular thing that I just didn't want to do, and I've already gotten it done. And so now everything else is pretty easy. And then I did it, you know, the first thing when I have all of my strength, all of my energy, right? And so now that I've have this really big accomplishment already done and out of my way for the day, I can then tackle other things, and it makes everything else simple. By doing the hard, it makes everything else simple because you're measuring all of the stuff against the hard stuff, and you're like, well, hell, I've already done this one really difficult, hard thing. Now I can do everything else. And then to your point, if there is something that you don't necessarily feel like doing, of course, invoking the 2-minute rule and just doing it for 2 minutes will at least get you on the path of at least getting those things done as well. Because your goal at the end of the day, to Anjanette's point, and what we've been talking about is to maximize your day and that build the habits so that you can get through the day and getting all of your high priority, most important tasks done and put behind you. Hey guys, of course, we are the M3 Collective. Please don't forget to like,
comment,
and subscribe.
By doing so, you'll receive notification when we drop new videos.